We have the ingredients in this room and outside of this room as well, I think, to win a state championship next year or the year after, or who knows, maybe the year after that. We have the ingredients to do that right here. So what we need to talk about now, and this is the last thing we'll talk about, is how we're going to make that happen. And I had it in a PowerPoint, but my computer died. So I'm just going to talk it to you, and then you can go back and look at it. First of all, I vow on this day, June 5th, 2014, to make the following improvements as your coach. I don't pretend I'm a perfect coach. I think there's a lot of things I have figured out and that things that I'm getting better and better at. But this is my first year coaching a truly serious team. These are things I'm going to do better for you guys, and I'm committing to them on this day. Number one, I'm going to get more coaches involved with this team. The more coaches we have involved, the more coaches that we have that are truly committed to this team, the better off we're going to be. I'm going to make that happen. Number two, I'm going to raise money for this team. I don't even want you guys to worry about that. I spent 2 years after college working for a soccer nonprofit in New Mexico, running soccer camps for Native American communities. I know that world. I'm going to get you guys money. I'm going to get you stuff. And more than anything, I'm going to set up a scholarship program for young coaches so they don't have to pay a ridiculous $500 in order to volunteer to help young people improve their lives. I'm going to make that happen for you, and I want you to be disappointed in me if I don't make that happen. Soccer-wise, I promise you that we will be far better organized as coaches at integrating the various teams. I don't like how apart varsity was from the JV and the freshman teams this year. I don't want that. I don't want my varsity guys thinking, oh, I'm up here on high and then the JV guys are over there doing whatever they're doing. That doesn't satisfy me. I don't like what that does to our JV guys psychologically. I don't like what it does to varsity guys psychologically. I promise you I'm going to figure out a way with my coaches and with more coaches to have more fluidity between the teams. Guys moving up, guys moving down, guys getting to work with different coaches. That really threw me off when the season started and I wasn't seeing you JV guys anymore because I love you and I missed you all of a sudden. It was crazy to me. I just couldn't see you. I'm going to fix that. When it comes to games, I think I need to be better about trusting my subs. I know there's a lot of you who really struggled sitting on the bench way too much this year, and part of that is me as a competitor. I never wanted to be subbed as a player, so I'm thinking, oh, those guys don't want to be subbed either. I'm just going to let them run themselves ragged. But I don't think that's quite how you put confidence in players, and I want to fix that. So I promise you I will. I'll work towards it. And finally, I just think there's tons of situations that I can improve on. Even Justin mentioned to me at the end after the Ankeny game, he was like, man, you should have put your tallest kid right in front of that kid who's doing the big throw-ins. Just go stand right in front of him on the line and piss him off, right? And there's all these situations that, as a coach, you have to experience them in order to react to them. But I promise you, I'm going to get better and better in those situations. I vow those things. And there's other things. But those are the ones that came immediately to mind. And what I'm saying is I'm committing to making those changes happen. Here's something else that has to change within this program. And even you varsity guys can be a part of this just by setting the tone in the school environment. We have got to find a way to establish a distinct identity for our JV and freshman teams. You guys tell me, it doesn't quite feel like a team to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, where are you guys tonight? And it's awesome that you guys are here. But I look over at your practices, and there's a different 10 guys showing up to practice every day, and guys thinking they just don't need to show up to practice. And then how pissed off must you guys be when those same guys would show up to games and expect to play? Am I right?
Yeah.
That's a problem. People are treating JV and freshman soccer at Lincoln like it's a soccer club. Like you can just sign up for it and you can join it a month after the season starts. That stops. That will never happen again. I promise you that. People who play for those teams are going to earn their spots in the first week of practice, in the first week of preseason. And you can start telling your friends this. And you guys know who I'm talking about. The kids that, I feel like playing JV soccer, so I'm going to go to the activities office and beg. Start telling them we're straight up making cuts at the end of the first week. And whatever 20 we have, or like a second 20, that's our JV team. And if we don't have anybody after that, then we're going to tell some very nice kids, sorry, we don't have enough kids for a freshman team. Go tell your friends next year, get out here. Now these things matter. They even matter to the varsity. Because the stronger our freshman and JV programs become, the more you're going to feel pressure coming from behind you, the more each varsity player is going to step up. And it's bigger than that. It's about pride, right? I love seeing our JV team play so competitively and beating good teams this year. Last year we got pounded for the first month of the season. This year that was not an issue. Next year I expect us to win damn near every game at the freshman and JV level. That is my expectation. And I'm committed to making that happen and making the right adjustments to make that happen. And I, again, want to thank you guys who made it here tonight. And you're the same faces that I saw at every single practice and every single game. You guys deserve recognition today. Because that, I can't imagine, that cannot be easy. It was a mess. We're going to clean that up. Finally, I want to let you know how we're going to play soccer next year. The things that we're going to clean up as a soccer team. We are young. I didn't know you guys this year. I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know what was going to bug me about you in terms of how you play. And now I know well. These are the things that we will absolutely clean up this off season. And those of you who are playing in the fall, playing club soccer, playing Latino League, playing both, playing whatever, these are things I absolutely expect you to start to implement in your games so that come spring, you're ready to put them on the field and you're ready to compete for a state championship. Number one, this team, our varsity team, and I expect this out of the other teams as well, but especially the varsity, we will never play boom ball against another team ever again. We will never play boom ball against anybody regardless of who the opponent is. And we all understand what I mean by boom ball. It's, I'm afraid to possess, so I'm going to kick it and hope that something good happens and hope somebody runs after it and scores a goal. We will never play that way again. I won't stand for it. We're too good. We're too strong. And that, we talked about it, that sends a message, right? You play boom ball, you're telling the other team, oh, they can't play with us. They don't want to play with us. So think about the Centennial game. Think about the Centennial game all summer. If you had stuck with the way you played in the first 10 minutes, you could have won that game. And you let it go and you started playing boom ball, and that really upset me. Next year I won't tolerate 10 minutes of, a total of 10 minutes of boom ball all season. You're too good, no more. Next season, every single player that I put on the field will be able to hold the ball. We'll be able to receive the ball, be calm with it, be strong with it, and distribute it to the next guy, and the next guy, and the next guy. This goes back to playing boom ball, but it's more than that. It's those of you who get nervous and dribble too much. Those of you who get nervous and make just silly moves or ridiculous passes. You're all too good for it. By the start of next season, I expect every single one of you to be ready to receive a ball, take on any sort of defender in front of you, shield him if you have to, and distribute that ball. I won't stand for anything less. If you want to be on the field, you're going to be able to do that. Next season, we've got to win the center mid position. When Emil Carr joined us, we got way better at that position, but it's also not his natural position. It just isn't. Next year, with the guys we got coming up, with a year of maturity, and me knowing what I know about you guys, I won't stand for us ever losing the center mid again. There's certain teams that absolutely dominated us at center mid. So if you're thinking about playing center mid, I need you to commit with extra intensity to doing the things that it's going to take to win that part of the field that is so completely critical. We won't lose that part of the field ever again. These are mental things, and they apply to all of us. But we're not going to commit fouls around the box next year. We all need to commit to that, every single one of us. That just puts us in really rough situations, and it's a problem that this team has had for the last 2 years that I've observed here. It gives the other team chances that they otherwise would not have had. So that's a little thing, but it's a big thing, right? Some big goals get scored in those situations. Here's a general one. I'll be very unhappy if we get shut out by a single team next year. I won't tolerate us being shut out. We have too explosive of an offense, too creative, too spectacular, honestly. This team will not get shut out once next year. Who shut us out this year? Centennial and Hoover. Anybody else?
No.
So the two toughest teams we played, in my mind, they shut us out. And that was kind of shameful. It won't happen again. Next year, we won't tolerate indecision at goalkeeper. You know, and Lucas, I put this in your letter. You're learning the position again. But I'm saying this in front of everybody to push you, man, because we're going to expect you to have to improve to that level next year, where when you make your mind up, you make your mind up and you make a play. And if it's Danny, you make your mind up, you made your mind up, you make the play. Make them adjust to you. That's what I expect out of my goalkeepers. I will accept nothing less next season. 2 more to go. Next season, we will all communicate all the time. There's still some of you that are way too quiet on the field, and I won't tolerate it. There's still some of you who think that it's optional to be talking on the field. It's not optional. And it's not satisfactory to simply say, hey, if you want the ball. You need to be talking to each other by name, with confidence, letting each other know what's going on all parts of the field. That's what the best teams do. And if we're not doing it, then we're not giving it our best effort. I won't tolerate anything less. Everybody communicates next year. My final point, and the last thing I absolutely will not tolerate out of you guys in the 2015 season, is any degree of self-doubt. Do not doubt yourselves. Yeah, you're up against it. Lincoln does not have a tradition of winning state championships or necessarily of winning conference championships perennially every year. And for whatever reason, if it's that, if it's anything else, a number of you do doubt yourself. And in particular, you doubt your abilities when you come up against those suburban powerhouses, right? Big white boys from out there. You know what you can do, but you don't show up in those games playing that style. I won't tolerate it next year. Next year, I expect you to play to your ability and to the maximum of your effort every second that you're out there. Because you're fantastic players, you're fantastic competitors, and you're fantastic kids, and we only have so much time together. And you don't want to waste a second of it. This has been the most special year of my life. It's been the best. This has been the best 4-month period of my life, certainly of my adult life. You guys amazed me this year. You amazed me each week. And I think more than anything, you made me feel like I made the right decision. And as an adult in particular, you want to feel that. It brings tremendous calm to your entire life when you know that you've made the right decision. And I know that I made the right decision seeking and accepting this job. I wouldn't trade a single one of you for anything. And I look forward to getting to work hard this off season and doing something even more special next year. That will conclude my formal comments. Tony, you can kill that.